Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout set the stage for the newest land at Disney California Adventure. It's a land we're all anxiously awaiting to go back to as soon as the park opens. Let's take a sneak peek at this expansion with some of the Imagineers who are currently working on it. Site Portfolio Executive Jeanette Lomboy, welcome back, Jeanette. Portfolio Creative Executive Scott Drake. Executive Creative Director Brent Strong, hello Brent. Executive Story Editor Steven Spiegel, and welcome back again, John Morrow. Thank you all for joining us today. We'd love to hear about what is happening on Avengers Campus. Take it away.
Oh, geez. Well, it's a pretty big story because it is a major expansion, bringing superheroes to life and putting guests right in the middle of all of this action. So it's something that I know we're very excited about and been working on for a very long time. How long has it been, Steve?
I feel like 4 or 5 years, right? And it's funny, because thinking about this panel and thinking about how we got to Avengers Campus is very interesting because the nice thing about the Avengers is, I know you're not expecting to hear this, they're like the Muppets because they live in our world. So in some ways, we can put them anywhere on Earth, and it makes sense for an Avengers land because they can fly and they live in our world. And not only that, Tony Stark has a house in Malibu, and the Pyms live in San Francisco, and Stark Industries is in the South Bay. So there is a lot of roots in California for the Avengers throughout their history already.
And because these stories take place in our world, defining the place was one of our biggest challenges. All of our stories in our park start from a place, and usually it's taking you to a time and place. But for these stories, Iron Man walks into this room right now. I'm in a story with all of them, right? And I think that's what superheroes give us, as Imagineers, this opportunity to kind of redefine and elevate our craft, right? And put guests right in the middle of these epic stories. And what's cool about all of these stories is they're interconnected and they're linked through these extraordinary events. And that's similar to our attractions, right? These are the events that link this whole place together.
It's a really good point because, Disney California Adventure is a counter to Disneyland. Disneyland's about the imaginary, the faraway fantasy. That's not what Disney California Adventure is about. It's about innovation. It's about adventure. It's about discovery, which is why telling the story of the Avengers, telling the story of Spider-Man, and making sure that our guests are part of that story is so important and perfect for the story we're trying to tell here.
And Brent had an awesome way to link this to California. That's your setup, by the way.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, I mean, one of the things that was so wonderful about getting to create Avengers Campus and really think about how it ties into Disney California Adventure was recognizing that so many of the parts of this park are sort of a nostalgic look back. But when we think about the Avengers, when we think about that spirit of innovation that you were just talking about, Jeanette, we realized that Avengers Campus was really our opportunity to sort of create a Tomorrowland for Disney California Adventure and really look forward and sort of tap into that spirit of Silicon Valley through inventors like Stark and Pym to really dream about what the future could be.
I think the other thing it really did is, starting what I was talking about earlier for Guardians, was it created really a whole new area and invited in new audience, new guests that may not have been familiar or thought about going to Disney California Adventure before. So from that perspective, I think it's really exciting, and knowing that hopefully, like Tomorrowland, it'll never be complete. It's always going to be changing and evolving with new characters and new heroes and new stories to tell. Thanks to all the great content coming out of the studios.
Disney California Adventure has been celebrating diversity, right? And vibrant. And that is absolutely all of our superhero stories, right? We celebrate diversity, vibrancy, modern issues and challenges, right? And the real human feeling and connection that are so part of the storylines that we see in Avengers Campus. So I think it's a perfect place to host these stories, which is Disney California Adventure for that reason. It's real stories right now that are relevant to California and to the fabric of who we are here.
And the fact that the Avengers built this place, it's not a top secret facility that we sneak into. It is opening it up because they know that the world needs more heroes, and we are being invited in to take part in that.
Just as Brent said, with the Tomorrowland fabric of this park, that optimism of what's to come, and that's, when we see superhero films, we kind of want to see ourselves, and we see ourselves in that kind of this diverse cast of heroes.
Hats and shirts that were all part of the Avengers team, right?
But it is all of these heroes that we see ourselves in, and we see, and they inspire us, and we hope that if we had those powers, we would make the same decisions, and it kind of brings out the best of us. And I think that's what's great about the storyline of the Avengers is it's about bringing people together, and that's what our parks do so well. So we can take advantage of that optimism.
Mm-hmm.
The day that the Quinjet landed, it went from a construction site to the Avengers are here. It's going to be okay. And it was one of those things that just transformed to a place where you just wanted to, welcome everyone in and celebrate the heroes.
And also, I think it's, a great message for young kids and families coming out of this. And you have some really unique new attractions within it. Can you speak to the web slingers and the new technologies, new attractions that you're doing?
Well, I can speak that Jeanette, Brent, and I all have young kids, and it was almost a mandate from within the team to have an attraction with no height restriction. And that's what we're really proud of with Web Slingers, is that this can be for all ages, and the ability that, my 7-year-old slinging webs, and all of us have done that pose forever. Now we're able to live that out and be able to sling webs with Spider-Man. That's going to be a pretty amazing thing to give to everybody.
And it's great that I think Spider-Man, of all the Avengers characters, he's beloved by all ages, and by very young children. So it's important. It was very important for us to do something that was not height restricted at all, that welcomed anybody that wanted to sling webs like Spider-Man, and who doesn't, to do it.
I think it's just going to be hard for people to leave and not be able to do it in the real world. A lot of people are going like that.
I knew we were on the right track when we were first cooking up the idea for Web Slingers. I remember I was working on a presentation on my laptop at home, and at the time my son was 3, and he sat down next to me on the couch. And to my knowledge, he had never seen a Spider-Man TV show or movie or comic book yet. But he looked at the piece of art and he was like, "Oh, Spider-Man! Pew 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 pew!" And just immediately started doing the actions. Like, all right, we got it. This is the idea. We just have to make good on that.
Yep, that's going to be the new action by a lot of kids running around the world. Thanks to you all.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely that is the magic in this. There's some wish fulfillment of the first time we tried it, and it was like, oh my gosh, that worked, and it felt exactly like you would expect. So we can't wait to get people in to share this with everyone.
Well, so what's it been like for you all working during the pandemic, working on Zoom, but you got a physical land being built? Take us behind the scenes a little bit over the past year.
It's definitely been a challenge, as you can all imagine, to be under construction and still be under sort of the safety rules of wearing masks and making sure we're socially distant and being very conscientious about safety on site has certainly made it challenging. And then to have just reviews, we're so used to, as Imagineers, looking at things, touching them, holding them, seeing them in person as a way to sort of validate them. And we have to do everything via Zoom. And then it doesn't necessarily always turn out quite like you think when it arrives on the construction site. So.
During this time, having the ability to go down to a real place, we're in Zoom all day, every day, and having that one day a week where we can go down and see something real was like, it filled you with enough energy for the rest of the week. So that was one. And then the other one, just being, we usually are in a race to the finish to get to the end of a project. And there was definitely more time than we've ever had. And not that we were trying to just use everything, but we were able to just think through all these extra Easter eggs and details that we know the fans will get. And we were able to put things into this attraction that I think maybe someone gets within the first weekend on YouTube, but I think they'll be unfolding for the next couple of years. So yeah, it'll be fun to share.
We're going to have lots of fans connecting a lot of dots for a very long time. There's plenty of Easter eggs hidden nice and deep in there. And absolutely the sort of the speed that things unfolded allowed us to hide even more, which is great.
Mm-hmm. And the way it's built too is we can add more Easter eggs as time goes on.
I did want to add, just to go back in time, we were actually scheduled to open Avengers Campus right around last summer, right around Disneyland's 65th anniversary. And so I will say that Disneyland and our leadership have never wavered from their commitment around this project. And so I will say kind of what has given us hope, right, this entire time, all the cast members, our construction crews, our Imagineers, our operators, is knowing that we were so close to the finish line on this project, right? And it has really taken a village, despite all the challenges during COVID, to get to this point. And as I'm saying, as we look to the rest of 2021, when we know we're going to reopen our doors and open this, I think it'll make it that much sweeter, because this was going to be our tentpole for last summer, and we're happy to make that be the case for this year. So really, I'll tell you, everyone rallied around this one, and it's been extraordinary. And I don't think we're ever going to have this kind of project again. I really, really hope not. But I think it's a testament to the team that has pulled this together to pull all the way through in these really strange and kind of uncontrollable circumstances.
Well, we'd love to give you guys all a sneak peek, and I'd love to hand it over to Brittany, who's there on site, ready to show you all the fun in store.
Hi, Scott. Thank you. I'm Brittany Howell, a technical project coordinator, and we are here in Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure, testing the attraction and getting it ready just for you. As we're testing the attraction, we're taking a look at the lighting, we're listening to the audio, and we're confirming that the game gives proper scoring and accuracy so that it is just right when you all come to play. Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure, is an opportunity for you, your family, and your friends to become heroes. Thanks to the inventors of Web, which is the Worldwide Engineering Brigade, you have the ability to sling webs just like Spider-Man. I've probably ridden the attraction at least 100 or more times. My highest score is about 480,000, but it's all about teamwork. With my colleague, we were able to score 1,600,000. So I look forward to you guys coming down to beat our high score. I am so excited to open this attraction to our guests. The team has worked so hard to make this happen, even under some very challenging circumstances. We just want you guys to come down and enjoy the attraction with your family and friends.
Thank you, Brittany. That was awesome to see. I can't wait to go there in person. And thank you, everybody here on this panel, for joining us today and for just doing such great work. I know all the fans are so appreciative and so excited. So go forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.